What's up, everybody? It's Graham Stephan here, and let's be real. Nobody likes overpaying for flights. You could be putting that extra cash towards your next investment property, maxing out your Roth IRA, or even just treating yourself to something nice. That's why today, we're diving deep into the top 15 insider tips and tricks to help you book the cheapest flight tickets possible. Whether you're a seasoned traveler with thousands of miles under your belt, or you're just starting to plan your dream vacation, these strategies are going to save you a ton of money. We're talking hundreds, even thousands of dollars back in your pocket, just by knowing when to book, where to look, and all the right buttons to press. So buckle up, hit that like button, and get ready to unlock some serious savings, because we're about to turn you into a master of finding incredible flight deals. By the end of this video, you'll be booking those dream vacations without breaking the bank. Let's get started. All right, so you're ready to book a flight and you're probably thinking, when's the best time to snag that sweet, sweet deal? Well, the answer might surprise you. It's all about understanding airline pricing strategies and, more importantly, when demand is at its lowest. You see, airlines know that most people prefer to fly on weekends. It just makes sense, right? You wrap up the work week on Friday, jet off on an adventure, and then head back on Sunday evening. This means that flights on Fridays and Sundays tend to be the most expensive. But here's the thing. Airlines have a secret. They actually offer the cheapest fares on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Why? Because fewer people are flying on these days. Business travelers are usually back at work, and families are less likely to travel midweek. This lower demand translates to some seriously discounted fares. So next time you're planning a trip, remember, flying midweek could save you a significant amount of money. It might mean shifting your travel plan slightly, but trust me, your wallet will thank you for it. Okay, so you know the cheapest days to fly, but what about the best time to actually book those tickets? Is it months in advance? Last minute? Well, just like with everything else in the world of personal finance, timing is key. When it comes to domestic flights within the US, the sweet spot for booking is typically between 3 weeks to 3 months before your departure date. Now, I know that seems like a pretty wide range, but there's a method to the madness. You see, airlines use sophisticated algorithms to constantly adjust their prices based on demand, competition, and even things like fuel prices. By booking within this 3-week to 3-month window, you're essentially hitting that Goldilocks zone where the prices are most likely to be at their lowest. Too early and the airlines haven't had a chance to adjust their prices based on real-time demand. Too late and you risk those last-minute price hikes as seats start to fill up. So aim for that sweet spot and you'll be well on your way to scoring a great deal. Now let's talk about something called dynamic pricing. It's a fascinating and sometimes frustrating aspect of modern travel. You see, airlines use these really sophisticated algorithms, and I'm talking seriously complex stuff, to constantly change their ticket prices. These algorithms are designed to maximize revenue by adjusting prices based on a multitude of factors. Think of it like the stock market, but instead of stocks, it's your airplane seat. Just like stock prices fluctuate based on demand and supply, airline ticket prices do the same. These algorithms factor in everything, I mean everything, from the fuel prices to the time of year, to how many people are searching for the exact same flight as you. They even consider the day of the week and the time of day you're booking. And here's the kicker. They even track your browsing history. Yes, your past searches and clicks are all part of the data they analyze. That's right. If they see you've been checking out a particular flight multiple times, guess what? The price might just magically go up. It's almost like they're reading your mind and capitalizing on your interest. It's like they know you're interested and they're trying to squeeze a little extra cash out of you. This can be incredibly frustrating, especially if you're on a tight budget. But don't worry, there's a way to fight back against these sneaky algorithms. You don't have to be at their mercy. One trick is to clear your cookies and browsing history before you start searching for flights. This can help reset the data the algorithms are using to track you. It's like wiping your slate clean and starting fresh. By doing this, you can often find better prices that aren't influenced by your previous searches. Another option is to use incognito mode, or a private browsing window. This mode prevents your browser from saving your search history and cookies. This way, the airline's website won't be able to track your every move and jack up the price. It's a simple yet effective way to keep your searches private. Remember, knowledge is power. And in the world of airline tickets, understanding how dynamic pricing works can save you a ton of money in the long run. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to find the best deals. You've got to be one step ahead of the game, and trust me, your wallet will thank you for it. So next time you're booking a flight, use these tips and tricks to outsmart the algorithms and save yourself some money. Okay, let's talk about something that can feel a little bit like a secret society: airline miles and points. These programs can seem mysterious and exclusive, but once you understand them, they can be a game changer for your travel experiences. I used to think this whole thing was a scam, only for people who fly every single week. It seemed like a complicated system designed to confuse and frustrate the average traveler. But let me tell you, it's one of the biggest open secrets to traveling like a boss, even if you're not a millionaire. You don't need to be a frequent flyer to benefit from these programs. You just need to know how to play the game. First up, we've got the classic frequent flyer programs. These are the backbone of most airline loyalty schemes and are designed to keep you coming back to the same airline. Most airlines have them, and they're basically a way to reward you for being loyal. The more you fly with them, the more benefits you can unlock. Every time you fly with them, you earn miles based on the distance you travel and the fare you paid. It's a simple concept, but the rewards can be substantial. Now, these miles can add up, and you can use them to book free flights, upgrades, and even things like seat selection or extra baggage allowance. Imagine flying first class for the price of economy. But here's the thing, not all frequent flyer programs are created equal. Some offer better perks and more flexibility than others. Some airlines have much better redemption rates than others, meaning you'll need fewer miles to book a free flight. This can make a huge difference in how far your miles can take you. It's definitely worth doing your research and figuring out which programs align best with your travel goals. Look at the fine print and see which airlines offer the best value for your miles. And hey, even if you don't fly that often, you can still rack up miles through other means, like using airline-branded credit cards or shopping at partner stores. These cards often come with sign-up bonuses that can give your miles balance a significant boost. That's right, you can literally earn miles for buying groceries or filling up your gas tank. Everyday purchases can contribute to your travel fund, making it easier to save up for that dream vacation. All right, guys, now we're getting into some next-level travel hacking. Have you ever heard of hidden city ticketing? It's a bit controversial, but hear me out because it can save you some serious cash. So here's the deal. Sometimes it's actually cheaper to book a flight that connects in your desired city rather than flying there directly. For example, let's say you want to fly from Los Angeles to Chicago. You might find that a flight from Los Angeles to New York City with a layover in Chicago is actually cheaper than flying directly to Chicago. Now, with hidden city ticketing, instead of completing the entire journey to New York City, you simply get off the plane in Chicago, your intended destination all along. It's like sneaking in through the back door, and the airlines really don't like it. But hold on, before you jump on the hidden city bandwagon, there are some risks involved. All right, guys, let's talk about something that might sound crazy at first. Airlines sometimes charge different prices for the exact same flight depending on where you're booking from. Yep, you heard that right. Your location can actually affect how much you pay. Think about it. The cost of living, currency exchange rates, and even local demand can all vary from place to place. Airlines know this, and they use it to their advantage. So, someone booking a flight from, say, Norway might see a different price than someone booking the same flight from, say, the United States. Now, how can you use this to your advantage? Well, one way is to use a VPN, or a virtual private network. A VPN basically masks your actual location and makes it look like you're browsing from somewhere else. So if you connect to a VPN server in a country where flight prices tend to be lower, you might be able to snag a better deal. But remember, airlines are constantly updating their systems. There's no guarantee that using a VPN will always work, but it's definitely worth a shot, especially if you're flexible with your travel dates and destinations. Have you ever gotten to the airport only to find out your flight is overbooked? It's happened to the best of us, and it can be super frustrating, right? But here's the thing, airlines actually overbook flights on purpose. I know it sounds crazy, but there's a method to their madness. You see, airlines are in the business of making money, and empty seats equal lost revenue. They know that statistically, not everyone who books a flight will actually show up. People miss flights for all sorts of reasons. Missed connections, last-minute emergencies, you name it. So to maximize their profits, airlines often sell more tickets than there are seats on the plane. They're essentially betting that a certain percentage of passengers won't show up. And most of the time, they're right. Now, this might seem unfair to passengers, but it's actually a big reason why airlines can offer those super low fares we all love. One of the simplest, yet most effective ways to save money on flights is to be flexible with your travel dates. I know it's not always possible to shift your schedule around, but if you can swing it even by a day or two, you could potentially save hundreds of dollars. Airlines use something called dynamic pricing, which means ticket prices are constantly fluctuating based on demand. So if you're trying to fly on a popular travel day like a Friday or Sunday, or during peak season, you're going to pay a premium. But if you're willing to fly on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, for example, when demand is lower, you're much more likely to find a cheaper fare. The same goes for traveling during the shoulder season, those periods between peak and off-season when airlines are trying to fill empty seats. Think of it this way, flexibility gives you leverage. The more flexible you are, the more options you have, and the more likely you are to find a deal that fits your budget. All right, so you're looking at flight options and you see a nonstop flight that seems super convenient. It's like a dream come true, right? No stops, no layovers, just a straight shot to your destination. I get it. Who wants to deal with layovers, right? The thought of spending hours in an unfamiliar airport waiting for your next flight can be pretty daunting. You're thinking, let's just pay a little extra and get there faster. After all, time is money, and the sooner you get there, the sooner your vacation or business trip can start. But hold on a second, because those non-stop flights can really eat into your travel budget. Sometimes the price difference is staggering, and it makes you wonder if it's really worth it. Remember, airlines know you value convenience, and they're not afraid to charge a premium for it. They understand that the allure of a non-stop flight is strong, and they capitalize on that. Now, I'm not saying non-stop flights are always a bad deal. In fact, they can be a lifesaver in certain situations. If you're short on time or traveling with kids, that direct flight might be worth every penny for the reduced stress alone. Imagine not having to worry about keeping the kids entertained during a long layover. However, if you're flexible and looking to squeeze the most out of your travel budget, connecting flights can be a game changer. They offer a chance to save money, which can be used for other aspects of your trip. Think of it like this. You're basically trading a little bit of your time for some serious savings. And sometimes those layovers can be an opportunity to explore a new city or relax in a comfortable airport lounge. And what can you do with those savings? The possibilities are endless. Well, you could use that extra cash to upgrade your hotel room, making your stay even more comfortable and luxurious. Indulge in some amazing local cuisine, treating yourself to meals you might have otherwise skipped, or even extend your trip by a few days, giving you more time to explore and enjoy your destination. You could even invest that money and let it grow over time. Imagine the possibilities of having a little extra cash in your savings or investment account. Remember, every dollar you save on flights is a dollar you can put towards something else you love. Whether it's future travel, a special purchase, or just saving for a rainy day. So the next time you're tempted by that shiny nonstop flight, take a deep breath and explore your options. Weigh the pros and cons and make the choice that best fits your needs and budget. Happy travels. Let's talk about something that massively affects flight prices: seasons. Just like that one friend who only wears white pants in the summer, airlines have their own fashion sense when it comes to pricing. You see, they know that people are more likely to travel during certain times of the year. Think holidays, school breaks, you name it. And guess what? They jack up the prices accordingly. Peak seasons, like summer holidays and major holidays, are when airlines make a killing. Everyone wants to travel then, so they can charge a premium, and people will still pay it. But here's the secret. If you're willing to be flexible with your travel dates and fly during the off-season, you can score some seriously cheap flights. Think about it. Would you rather be crammed into a packed airplane, paying top dollar for your ticket, or would you rather relax on a less crowded flight, knowing you snagged an amazing deal? Flying during the off-season means fewer crowds, shorter lines at security, and a more relaxed travel experience overall. All right, let's talk about something that's like finding a $100 bill on the sidewalk, airfare errors. You see, sometimes airlines make mistakes. It might be a technical glitch, a currency conversion error, or even just a simple typo. But whatever the reason, these mistakes can lead to incredibly cheap flights that are too good to be true. Now, these airfare errors are rare, like finding a unicorn rare, but they do happen. And when they do, you need to be ready to pounce because they disappear faster than you can say round-trip ticket to Bali. So, how do you find these elusive airfare errors? Well, there are websites and social media accounts dedicated to sniffing them out. These websites have algorithms that constantly scan airline websites for pricing anomalies, and they'll alert you the second an error fare pops up. But here's the catch. You need to act fast. Airlines are usually pretty quick to spot and correct these mistakes, so you might only have a few hours, or even minutes, to book your flight before the price jumps back to normal. Now let's talk about something that can save you a ton of money and stress, especially on those big international trips travel insurance. You know, the kind that covers medical emergencies, lost luggage, and those annoying flight cancellations. Look, I get it. Insurance might seem like just another expense, but trust me, it's a small price to pay for peace of mind. Imagine this. You're in a foreign country and you get injured or sick. Suddenly, you're facing thousands of dollars in medical bills. That's where travel insurance comes in clutch. Or, picture this. Your flight gets canceled and you're stranded at the airport. With travel insurance, you could be covered for those unexpected hotel stays, meals, and rebooking fees. It's like having a safety net for your trip. The key here is to shop around and compare different insurance policies. Look for coverage that fits your needs and budget. Don't just go with the cheapest option. Make sure it provides adequate protection for your specific trip. Here's the thing about flight prices. They're as unpredictable as the stock market. Seriously, airlines use these sophisticated algorithms that constantly monitor demand, competition, even things like fuel prices and the weather. This means that the price you see today might be gone tomorrow. It could be higher or even lower depending on a whole bunch of factors. And trust me, airlines are masters at squeezing every last penny out of US travelers. So how do you navigate this ever-changing landscape of airfare? Well, the first step is understanding that patience is key. Don't just jump on the first price you see, because chances are it's going to change. Instead, start tracking flight prices early on. Use those price comparison websites and set up fare alerts. This way, you'll get notified when the price drops for your desired route and dates. You know how in the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, she wanted the porridge that wasn't too hot or too cold, but... Well, booking flights is kind of like that. There's a sweet spot, a Goldilocks window, where airlines tend to drop prices. For domestic flights, that window is typically between 1 and 3 months before your departure date. Book too early, and airlines haven't started competing for your business yet. Book too late, and you're stuck with whatever last-minute prices they're throwing at you. Think about it. Airlines are constantly adjusting prices based on demand, competition, and even things like fuel prices and the time of year. It's a complex algorithm, but the closer you get to your departure date, the more likely it is that prices will increase, especially if the flight is filling up. So, if you're planning a trip within the US, start looking at flights about 3 months out. You might be surprised at the deals you can find compared to waiting until the last minute. Ever book a flight, then see the price drop the next day? It's infuriating, right? Well, a lot of people don't realize this, but most airlines offer a 24-hour grace period for free cancellations or modifications after you book a flight. This is huge for saving money. This rule basically gives you a 24-hour window to think over your purchase, compare prices elsewhere, or even just sleep on it. If you find a better deal or change your mind within that 24-hour period, you can cancel your flight and get a full refund. No questions asked. Now, this rule isn't always explicitly advertised, so you might have to dig a little on the airline's website or contact their customer service to confirm. But trust me, it's worth it. It's like having a safety net, especially if you're prone to buyer's remorse. And the best part is, you can use this rule to your advantage. Book your flight, then keep an eye on the price over the next 24 hours. If it drops, simply cancel your original booking and rebook at the lower price. And there you have it, folks. Those are the top 15 insider tips to help you book the cheapest flight tickets. Remember, finding affordable airfare is a game, and with the right strategies, you can come out on top. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more travel hacks and tips. Safe travels, and see you in the next video.